Hey everyone, I want to give you all some quarantine style tips, and I know that one of the big issues currently is that in certain states, especially New Jersey, you cannot get a hairdresser, esthetician, or any kind of beauty professional. Now this is stressful for many people because we are technically considered non-essential employees, and my argument to that is, if you really think about it, when you go out to a hairdresser, it's almost like going to a therapist, and I can say this because I am almost done with a master's degree in forensic psychology. When you go to a hairdresser, it's almost like a therapist, except the therapy is making you look better, you actually feel better about yourself when you leave. You can come in there with boring, gray hair, and you'll leave with this nice, fashionable color, and you'll feel so much more confident about yourself. So we are essential in my book. We help people feel about themselves, and technically speaking, we are trained to be sanitary. Every single step of the standard cosmetology book is based on sanitation, doing the sanitary practice. It's in every single chapter. I know Pivot Point does the same thing. When you take your state board, it's all about sanitary practice. If you don't do anything sanitary, you fail your entire exam and you have to take it again. So that being said, we are technically not allowed to practice in New Jersey, so a lot of clients are turning to the box dye, over the counter, and I totally get it. We have to do what we see fit for us. But I wanted to give you guys a bit of a healthier, alternative to that. So one of the things I did in my hair, because I was kind of bored, is I've been kind of playing around with different tones. So I've always been staying in the red family. I've been red for close to technically 10 years. I started doing my first red shade back in 2010-ish. So close to 10 years I've been in the red family, and sometimes I go darker, lighter. Last year I went a lot lighter than normal, so now I'm kind of floating around level 6, level 5. So I had just about 2 inches of regrowth. I had some porous ends, some old balayage, and it was a little uneven. So what I figured was, why don't I lighten and deposit color at the same time? And I know you're asking, well, how the heck can you do that without using permanent color? And the secret is using a stronger alkaline Demi permanent color. Now, what most people don't know is that some Demis, you can actually lift the hair. Certain Demis will have such a high alkalinity, and you're using a higher volume peroxide, like 20 volume. Anytime you're going above 10 volume, you're automatically going to lighten, whether you like it or not. So Redken Shades EQ, my handy dandy swatch book. Make sure you check out my video when I went over the whole swatch book so you can see a full view of what the swatches look like under a nice light. They have the Shades EQ cream, which I like, but the downside of the Shades EQ cream is that it goes a little too dark, but then you eventually shampoo it out and it goes light, and then it eventually all washes out. It does not lift your hair. It's still more on the acidic side of the pH scale. However, the Shades EQ Cover Plus, it comes in a gray and pink tube, is an alkaline demi-permanent color that can blend up to 75% gray, so get 75% gray coverage. Demi-permanent results, brightening, no ammonia. You do use MEA though, and I know there's some controversies on that. And it's available in all kinds of different tones. They have golds, neutrals, coppers. Well, I decided to use the red-based line. So this one, if you guys can see, I used this one up here. It's the 6RR. The page has gone away from me. It's that shade right here, the 6RR Lipstick Red. They name their shades, and Redken is really cool for doing that because L'Oreal does the same thing to an extent. So they are kind of playing on the whole marketing thing. Think about when you look at this red. This red is actually very nice. It's not your true 6RR, which is coppery and flaming red. It's actually a true based red color. It's cooler based, it's richer. It contains the R5 dye, and the description says it enlivens hair with rich, cool red tones. The base is red, and this is a cool toned red. So if you guys can see, it shifted my base a little bit. Over here, you really see it under this nice light. And look how nice my ends look. It really covered them well. You get a nice little highlighted effect throughout the ends. It's one of my favorite new red shades. And to use this, what I did with this color, here's another one of my tips for you. is when you are going to color your hair with this, you can actually order this online. If you have a friend that's a hairdresser, have them order it from saloncentric.com. They'll ship it to your house, or their house and, or give it to you. You can also order this in emergency on Amazon, eBay. Just know that you may not be getting the correct thing, or you don't know if it's been tampered with. So always do that at your buyer's caution. What I do with this is this color works a little bit differently. If you're looking to get maximum lift, because you actually do lift hair with this, the pH is a lot higher. There's a higher concentration of MEA in it, and you are going to lift. Think of this color as being just a step below the Redken chromatics. You're using that same ammonia-free technology. So you can actually use this with 10 or 20 volume. If you want less deposit, more blending, try 10 volume. But if you want to actually lift your hair, lift and add pigment, you're going to use 20 volume. When you process this, you mix in a ratio of 1:1, so 1 part color, 1 part developer. I did the full tube, which is 2.1 ounces, so I did 2.1 ounces of color, 2.1 ounces of developer. You process this at 20 minutes at room temperature. Now what I did was a little bit different. So my hair is a little bit resistant to color and actually went the full 45 minutes. The longer you leave it on, the greater the chance you'll get the full lift, but also the more pigment you'll get. So I let the color develop for the full 45 minutes like you would a regular color. You can do that, and I applied it to scalp to ends. So I went through, colored all my regrowth, and I went through and painted it on all at once, because this is not gonna like destroy your hair like a color would. You're still gonna get some lift. If your hair is seriously damaged, be careful or strand test first, but my hair was fine. My hair is very healthy. What I did with this too, another thing I tell people all the time, invest in either a Malibu C treatment or some kind of demineralizing treatment. Redken has Redken Pre-Art. So I cleaned my hair, I then shampooed it, conditioned it, towel dried it, and I applied it to clean, slightly damp hair. I didn't apply this to dirty, dry hair. Think about it like this: if you have dirt on your hair, if you have hairspray on your hair, it's gonna react to what you're doing, and you're not gonna get that nice R5 dye. Now Redken's R5 dye is like their own, patented technology. I find the dyes are really nice. It's a true red, it's a lot deep. It's very similar to what you're using when you use L'Oreal Feria. So with this Shades EQ Cover Plus, you have other shades. You can see that in my video. There's gold shades, there's copper shades. Their RRs are not going to be overly vibrant, so if you are worried about this turning your hair orange, it won't. It'll make it a nice bright red color, and then it fades on tone. So it fades to just a slightly lighter shade of red without being over the top. So with this one, you can, if your ends are very porous, what you want to do, so for example, if you have an ombre effect and you don't want it to turn too light, or not turn too light, you don't want it to turn too dark, because on porous hair, this will grab like that and it will be way too dark. You can actually dilute this a little bit by adding a little bit of the clear. If you want to bump your base, you can actually take their clear, use the 20 volume or the 10 volume, 20 volume for the full 1.5 shades of lift. It doesn't say it on here, but I remember reading it somewhere else. You can lift your hair 1 to 1.5 shades lighter using this, because it does lift it a little bit. This product was the precursor to, I want to say, what was that one brand? Redken had it for a while. I briefly remember it because when I started learning about Redken, they just phased it out. I don't think I ever used it. It was like this, I'll think of the name later and I'll post it down below, but it was a really cool product that worked similarly. So that is it for this video. If you guys like this new color on me, comment down below. I really think it looks nice. I really love how cool toned it is. So this will be the shade that I'll be, and in brighter light outside, it's even more vibrant. It's when the light hits it, it's just so cool. Like here it looks more, I guess, subtle, but outside it looks more vibrant. So again, just to recap, get a good demineralizing treatment, clean your hair, shampoo, condition, apply this to clean, slightly damp hair, roots to ends. You can go up to 45 minutes if you want the maximum lift and deposit using 20 volume. If you want more coverage, do 10 volume for 45 minutes. Always strand test when in doubt, and this is good because you can actually kind of get rid of some old color using this. That's what I found. It's not going to, fully change it like a color remover would, but you're able to kind of bump out some of the old and put back some new pigment in. So I am going to be doing this again in the future. I am due soon for my next regrowth color, so in about another month and a half, I'll color up here and then glaze it. Sometimes I don't glaze, sometimes I do. It really depends on how I'm feeling. So stay safe out there, stay healthy. If you have any questions or any potential videos you want me to do in the future, comment down below. Please hit that subscribe button so I can continue to do amazing videos for you guys. And if you guys are thinking about purchasing Redken Shades EQ Cover Plus from Salon Centric, Amazon, eBay, comment down below and let me know what you're thinking.